Hi friends, David here from LearnStageLighting.com and LearnStage Lighting Gear. We love to help people get started with lighting, and in this video, we're going to talk all about these little boxes. This is one called a DMX Splitter. What is it? Why do you need it? Why don't you need it? Let's find out. Okay, so simply put, we ended our last video, which if you haven't checked it out, check it out, somewhere here. And we were talking all about DMX wiring in the sense where, a lot of times you're coming out of some kind of control console. This is just an example of one, right? Your DMX comes out, it wires into your first fixture, and then you go from there. Just grab another cable here, right? And we can come out of there. So from the DMX out jack on that light, okay. And then we come into the next fixture, right? We'd plug that into the DMX in jack of that next fixture, okay. This one's a 5-pin, so it's not gonna go. But regardless, that's simple DMX wiring, right? Coming from a control board, basically, we'll make that the square here. Going to light 1, input, output to light 2, input, output, light 3, light 4, etc. Okay, and you can do this all day long. In fact, you can wire DMX in what's called a daisy chain on a technical basis for up to 32 fixtures. Okay, so 32 times. In actuality, sometimes that varies a little bit, but you can put a bunch of fixtures in a row. And so the question then comes, what are these boxes that people sell? DMX splitters. Sometimes they look like this. Sometimes they're a rack mount unit that sits in a rack that has both 3 and 5 pin outputs, sometimes just 3, sometimes just 5. And so what is the purpose of a DMX splitter? Why do I need it? Well, the first and kind of at the protocol level is what happens when you're still within the same DMX universe. You've used up 32 fixtures. Maybe they're just RGB LED lights, right? 3 channels. And so after, 32 lights, you've used 90 channels. You have 400 left, but you technically can't wire any more in because you've hit the limit, right? That is one place that DMX splitters come in, okay? So the basic gist is, you're going to come out of your console. We'll show you physically first, and then we'll draw it. Okay, so you would come out of your console. Let's just say here I use my adapter, right? And I would then go, everybody look at my bald spot, into the splitter's input, and then go out to my lights, okay? Just like that, in and out. And the cool thing there is that you then have the ability to go into 2 chains of lights. So you can come out of your console, and this is where we're going to have about 1 billion examples here. You can come out of your lighting console, isn't that beautiful? And go into your splitter box. We'll make that a triangle today, okay? And then from there, you are now going to go, and I'm just going to hijack. No, I won't hijack the first example. You are now going to go some number of different directions, right? And then to lights and lights and lights and lights, okay? Splitters can split any number of ways. Common ones you're gonna see are 4, 4-way splitter or an 8-way splitter, etc. There's a couple things you wanna watch out for here. Number 1 is, this splitter here, this is an NTEC D-split. They're good. It has 4 outputs, typically 2 5-pin and 2 3-pin. What you wanna look at is the labeling. Is each output independent? Let's use some good English here. Okay, on a lot of popular splitters, namely like the ADJ and Chauvet ones, kind of their entry-level splitters, they will often feature like 4 outputs. It'll say DMX 1, 2, 3, 4. Each output will have a 5 and a 3-pin connector on it. Okay, do not take output 1 and send the 5-pin this way and the 3-pin that way. Okay, when you do that, in essence, you're not using the splitter anymore. You're making a Y cable for DMX. Okay, just a cable with 1 in and 2 outs. Y cables don't work for DMX because it's a data type signal. You can't just split it and expect it to work. May it work at short distances? It might, okay? But as the distance of that gets longer, typically you find you will run into issues real quick and have a lot of problems. Okay, so you don't want to do that. Technically, if you keep it short, it'll probably work, but using a DMX splitter is better. Okay, so don't use both 5 and 3 pins if it's only one DMX output, but the benefit of splitters like that is the ability to have a mixed rig with 5-pin lights and 3-pin lights and be able, without additional adapters, to feed them directly from the splitter. Just make sure you don't double up like that, okay? So splitters can be helpful, like I said. When you hit that 32 fixtures, you've maxed out. But they're also helpful a lot of other times, right? So they're also helpful, for example, let's just wipe some of this stuff out here. Just for the sake of convenience, okay? Just literally just convenience. So, you know, say I've got my console and it's, you know, in front on the side of the stage, doesn't matter, okay? And I've got a long wire, maybe it's a long wire going to the stage, maybe it's a short wire, right? And then I put a splitter box, okay? Right at the side of the stage, the back corner, whatever. Then maybe I've got lights, you know, maybe I've got 2 lights on a bar at each corner of the stage, right? So that's 4 corners. So without a splitter, I could go ahead, they look like barbells, I could go ahead and if I didn't have a splitter, right, just go out of the console, the first one, second, third, fourth, right? Done, okay? But it may be easier, and a lot of time it is easier and quicker to simply go ahead, instead of doing that, you know, come out, go straight to this one, maybe a short cable to this one, a short cable to this one, because we have a splitter, right? So the splitter's technically feeding that one. Now we're making a mess. And it can make your life easier. It can make it more convenient. Similarly, a lot of folks will do this when you have multiple trusses of lights above a stage, or even just multiple truss uprights, or, you know, some fashion where you've got, you know, a bunch of separate bars of lighting that are pre-wired, etc. You can just come out of the splitter, send a fresh feed to each set of lights. So in that case, you know, maybe we do a front view of a stage here, right? We'll do a front view, and we have some lights. Actually, we're going to do a top view again. So this is our stage, right? Our stage is not plugged in. Do a splitter right there, DMX splitter. And then maybe we've got like 4 towers of lights, or 3, let's do 3 because that's easier to draw. 3 towers of lights in the back. Each one of these has, you know, 8 lights on it. Okay. Boy, I can't draw an 8 to save my life. And then maybe we have, you know, like a front truss of lights with some different lights on it. Or maybe we've got stuff at the corners. Maybe we've got both, right? And the beauty of a splitter, regardless if you've hit that limit of 32 fixtures or not, the beauty of the DMX splitter is that I can just come out from one box and just go boom, straight line, straight wire there, straight wire there, straight wire there. Not having to worry about, okay, where's the last light? Okay, run that data from the last light to the start of the next one. You know, one wire here, right? And then you're done. Okay, so splitters can offer a lot of convenience in that regard because they just make your wiring simpler. You don't have to worry about, okay, where's that coming from? Don't have to worry about, you know, finding the DMX output and running it to the next tree. Similarly, on a lot of stages, you may run your power from a central location. So in that case, you can put together a power and a DMX cable together, loom them together, so they're one piece. And now, from the same spot, you plug in power, you plug in DMX, and it goes to each spot. It also offers a little bit of redundancy, just in case something would come unplugged halfway through, you know, one of these trees of lights or whatever they are. If something would come loose, come unplugged, it would only affect, you know, the rest of the lights on that tree. It wouldn't affect everything downstream. Okay? So splitters can help a lot. Splitters, however, I just showed the splitter here, right after the console. You can put them anywhere, okay? There's no hard and fast rules to where you put the splitter. It's going to amplify and split the DMX signal no matter where you put it. So you could put it after the first tree of light, before the second, third, and front. You can put it after this front tree here and then go to the 3 back. You can put multiple splitters in line together. They're just duplicating the signal. If you are using more modern lights and you want to use the RDM, the talkback functionality, again, most folks at the basic level don't need that functionality, but if you do, get a splitter that supports RDM and you'll be good to go. As well as if you're not sure, maybe you are using a network DMX node and you're like, well, I could just do a node with more ports. A lot of the times you can. You totally can. But I think I'd put that in another video, and if I did, we'll put it up here. So that's how a DMX splitter works. If you need one, hit us up at learnstagelightinggear.com. We've got so many options of different splitters. We'd love to help you find the perfect one for your needs to make your life easier and less hectic in lighting. And if you're new to this lighting thing and this was insightful to you, check out our courses at LearnStage Lighting Labs. We've got a full suite of step-by-step courses to run you through how to get started with lighting. Just head over, we'll put a link to it below, and we would love to have you as a member if you're brand new. We also have some guides to help you start with lighting. Check them out at learnstagelighting.com, and we'll see you in our next video. Thanks for watching.